This is an ABC News special report. Now reporting, George Stephanopoulos.
Good morning. We're coming on the air right now because the Supreme Court has made a major decision on abortion rights. The court has struck down a Louisiana law which requires doctors who provide abortion services to have admitting privileges at a local hospital. I want to bring in Terry Moran for more on this right now. Terry, the opinion by Justice Breyer, and he said basically that this law is the same as the Texas law which the court struck down in 2016.
Exactly, George. You might have deja vu about this case because it is the exact same case that the court ruled on 4 years ago. The difference, Justice Anthony Kennedy has left the court and Justice Neil Gorsuch has joined, Justice Brett Kavanaugh joined the court. But in this case, just as in the Texas case, the Supreme Court found, because district courts holding trials, hearing evidence found, that this kind of restriction on abortion, limiting abortions to providers who have admitting privileges at hospitals within 30 miles, does not help women's health. It actually doesn't, partly because abortions are very safe procedures. Very rarely are there complications requiring hospitalizations, and most of them occur afterwards, so women would go to the hospitals nearest them. The facts in this case were that this law would restrict the abortion providers in Louisiana to one in New Orleans for the nearly 10,000 women every year who seek abortion services. And that, the court decided, places an undue burden on women seeking abortion, on the right that women have under Roe versus Wade and Planned Parenthood versus Casey to seek abortion. And because it is an undue burden, it's unconstitutional. States can restrict abortions in some ways, waiting periods and other matters like that, but not one that does it so much that it will make it so difficult for women to seek abortions that they can't achieve the right that the Constitution guarantees them. This is an opinion written by Justice Breyer for his fellow liberals. Chief Justice Roberts joins it, but only because he respects the precedent from 4 years ago, from that Texas case. So this is a blow to those who are seeking to restrict abortions and a vindication for those who want to guarantee women's right to abortion based on a precedent that's only 4 years old. The Supreme Court is essentially saying here, just because one president picks a different justice doesn't mean the law automatically changes. George?
Thank you, Terry. Let me bring in our legal consultant, Kate Shaw, Professor Kate Shaw. And Kate, let's talk a little bit more about the Chief Justice's decision right there. He voted to uphold the Texas law, but says precedent is precedent.
That's right, George. So, Roberts cares a great deal about the court appearing to operate outside of politics. And I think for the court to change course, basically to take a look at the exact same law that it struck down 4 years ago, but here a differently constituted Supreme Court to uphold that law, would just be to send the message that basically the court is no more than politicians in robes. And Roberts even has a couple of lines to that effect. He says, stare decisis, the fact that courts abide by their prior decisions, basically distinguishes the judicial branch from the political branches. And so, you see Roberts basically explaining if he was taking this on a blank slate, he would probably vote to uphold this Louisiana law. But of course, he's not. And with the law already on the books, the Chief Justice felt he had no choice but to vote with the liberals to strike down this law, leaving very much open the possibility that another type of abortion restriction, one that didn't look just like one the court had previously reviewed, might get kind of a fresher look and could potentially be allowed to let stand.
And Cecilia Vega at the White House. President Trump and his conservative supporters have been proud of his choices for the Supreme Court, his appointments to the Supreme Court. But this decision will be one more reason to be unhappy with Chief Justice Roberts.
And a number of them in the last few days, George, including DACA about a week or so ago. But the campaign has been touting the president's pro-life agenda. This is going to be a key battleground in the race for 2020. You'll remember back in 2016, the president promised and pledged to appoint justices to the Supreme Court who would automatically overturn Roe v. Wade. We are far from looking at that on the ruling here today. But they have been really touting, as you said, his appointments to conservative judges to various benches around the country. This is a big push for them. And frankly, Planned Parenthood has called this the election that is a life or death one when it comes to this issue. Of course, they have sided in their endorsement with Joe Biden coming up. But, George, the polling on this has been pretty consistent. 61% say abortion should be legal in all or most cases.
Cecilia Vega, thanks very much again. A major decision from the Supreme Court upholding abortion rights. Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.